Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. In today's video I want to film my brother mostly. Asking myself what he will be doing today and you guys will basically, you will hear it from him.
Today will be a normal training session, maybe with some extra fun thingies. Well, the usual training is like warming up a little with pull-ups and then climbing kilt boards and or doing some fun boulders and some challenges and stuff. So that's what we will be doing today.
Alright, sounds like a really good plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, you usually start with the weighted pull-ups, but what do you do before you start with the weighted pull-ups? Because I've got some questions that what you do before the weighted pull-ups, if you have to just warm up or if you just go on the weighted pull-ups and just throw yourself.
No, I mean that's
there.
a very stupid plan. I mean, I'm trying to do weighted pull-ups with plus 70 kilos. Note, I am 56 kilos at the moment. So that's a lot. And if you're not warmed up, it is very intensive on your muscles. So if you're not warmed up properly, your muscles might die. And
Yeah.
I would not like to have my muscles die on me.
So yeah, you just warm up before you do the weighted
Yeah.
pull-ups.
Always warm up.
Alright. It's a pretty good advice because I know some people that don't warm up.
Well, and those people are just not the smartest.
Well, I'm not saying too much because I'm not really good at warming up myself, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I warm up with 8 and 9, so.
that's fine. Those are not that hard.
Yeah, alright. Alright, let's begin.
Let's go.
So you will be climbing the 2?
Yes. Right.
Nice.
On to the next one.
What are you going to do next?
I think the green number 5.
So this one right here? Already campusing, I see.
Yeah, that's warming up.
Ah,
Just
yes.
Controlled moves, slowly, and a bit of force, obviously.
Yeah.
Alright,
Well.
next one.
Alright. Well, it was like a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like.
Almost out of reach, but that means you must pull to get a bit higher, and pulling makes your muscles warm up.
Yeah,
It works
that's.
very well.
Yeah,
Just don't
I
pull
think
too
so.
hard.
Yeah, I think that would be not so nice
No.
for your body. Alright, that will be the next one.
Let's do it in the overhang.
Alright. Alright, are you gonna try the 3?
Sure, why not? Might as well.
This is like my kind of boulder. I would just, jump to both of the holds. But yeah, you can really see that he's more powerful than me. Like he just wants to do everything controlled, which worked or works for him. Nice.
Nice.
So you're resting now.
Yeah.
What's your highest weighted pull-up so far?
With 60 kilos and with 70, I come to like a 90-degree look off, and I can consistently hold that and get there. So
Do you have any tips for like getting higher with like weighted pull-ups? What you can
yes,
like
I do.
do?
But it's like an advanced strategy that really only works for me because my muscles just work a little bit differently than most others.
Well, explain.
Well, I got super flexible muscles, which means I can, bad example, but basically I can do this without any troubles. This is more like my joints, but it's my muscles as well, as they can easily do this and just chill completely. Because my muscles are very flexible, it means that they don't have the same problems as other people have, and they can become much stronger, but with much more effort.
But what do you mean with like they work different than other people's muscles?
Well, my muscles are very much more flexible, and that means that my muscles will take a lot of force and not rupture, as like you can compare it to like elastic bands. They can stretch very well and hold a lot of force, comparable to a spring, without like actually dying or snapping in half like a lot of other people have. It's also really nice because I never get any injuries, never.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
But there isn't really a way to train weighted pull-ups, or is there a way to
Well,
train it?
there is a specific strategy that I use, and it's basically limited by my super flexible muscles. I'll explain that later.
But there,
Because if I do that now, my session is basically over. So
but yeah, I had a guy that I was talking to, and he said that he asked me if he should just rightly like go onto like the super hard max weighted pull-up first,
yeah.
or if he should just slowly build it up by doing 10 kilos, then 20 kilos, then 30
No,
kilos.
I don't think that's a very good plan. Look, if your muscles are strong enough to do weighted with 60, what the heck are they doing with plus 10? I mean, that's basically just a relaxation mode. If you can do with plus 50 kilos, with plus 10 is like easy. I mean, your muscles don't really train anything with that. Starting with plus 10, plus 20, etc. would be more like warm-up. But if you even do that, I wouldn't recommend like going to 30 kilos below your max, because otherwise your muscles will be like a little tired and you won't get any training. So
Okay. Alright.
it's better to just warm up before, make sure your muscles are ready to do whatever. Like, I'm now warming up, and after warming up I can basically go climb the hardest grades in the gym. And once you're at that stage of warming up, you can basically also just do the weighted pull-ups. And that's basically the whole strategy.
Alright.
Alright, so I'm now going to continue with warming up a little, as I'm almost warmed up already, after only a couple boulders. So, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, are you warm enough now,
Yeah,
do you think?
I'm warm enough now, so let's go to the weighted pull-ups.
Alright.
It is quite hard, so.
Like, it's really crazy that you can like pull this off the ground.
Yeah. I mean, many people can't even like stand with this normally.
Ah, yes. But do you also have like good sessions and bad sessions? Because
Yeah, there really is a difference. The main important thing is watching my breath very much. Breathing is very important, as you want as much oxygen in your muscles as possible, which, yeah, some scientific stuff, you don't have to recover as long, you can do more sets.
alright, and you have like a special breathing technique for that?
Yeah.
Right.
I have a special breathing technique, but I can't talk while doing it, so I'm gonna explain it right now. Basically, I'm sitting like this now, and I breathe in through my nose as deep as possible, and breathe out through your mouth. And the main important thing is breathe in as much air as you can through your nose, and keep on breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth to basically get like a flow of oxygen. And maintaining that flow is very important, as that means you have a great circulation of air, and a great circulation of air means there's much more air coming into your muscles, which reduces recovery time and increases strength.
Alright.
So I'm going to start now.
Alright, I'm gonna film it.
Alright, time for rep 1. I've not trained weighteds for like 1.5 weeks, so that, yeah, it does something. And the first reps usually just start up. Basically, that's the warm up to get the feeling.
Alright.
And now I've done a weighted for as far as possible. That is, and that means I've now got to concentrate on my breathing again. This can take a couple minutes.
So
As
yeah.
you really have to get your breath under control, get the flow, get the correct circulation, and after doing hard stuff, that takes some time, a couple minutes.
How much minutes do you rest?
Well, it really depends on how fast my breath, the circulation is back to normal again. Usually it's like 5 to 6 minutes.
Alright.
Then it's fine. So I'm going to chill out now, make sure my breathing is really nice, and then we can do the second rep.
Alright.
Rep number 2
How did it went?
was a pretty decent rep. I could hold the 90-degree lock off quite some time, and then slowly moving back, and when getting back to the ground. A previous session, I really felt it in all my muscles, like they were really tensed up when coming down. So it's like they contract a lot and have to use a lot of force, and that takes quite a burden. And when coming back, so when releasing tension, I could really feel it in my muscles. And now it's like, alright, I can go up until 90 degrees real nice, and then I can go down and not feel my muscles like untensing and like feeling they were like really pressured. So That means I'm making progress, so that's really nice.
But normally people, push themselves and just, try really hard, try to, throw themselves up the bar.
Yeah, no, just don't do that. It causes injury. I mean, it just is really bad. If you throw yourself up, your muscles can't really hold that much weight. So if anything goes wrong and your muscles have to catch the weight, it goes wrong. Your muscles, if they can't get up by themselves, they can't catch the weight down. So it's a much higher risk of injury, and just not the smartest idea.
But yeah, how much reps do you do? Because I will probably get a lot of questions if I don't ask you that.
Yeah, well, I usually do 3 reps a session. So it's like warming up, doing 3 reps, and then after those 3 reps, I have one more exercise I do, and that's basically the whole training. So it's 3 reps per session, so your muscles don't tire out too much, and then doing one more rep that really is hard for your muscles, and then you can train the rest of your session. So usually it takes 20 minutes for the weighted, and then you have an hour and a half of training left. So and during that training, doing hard stuff, really powerful moves, trains really well. So that works really well either.
Let's go!
Alright, you're going to try 50, 20 kilos less than I'm doing. You've never done 50 before, right?
No, 45 is my max.
Alright.
I don't think I can do this.
We'll see. Alright, when you're ready, slowly come up.
I'm just gonna use your feet.
I agree. I fully agree. Alright, there we go. Grab the chalk. There's already... Alright. Nice, come on. Yeah, that's... 50 is kinda hard, right?
I think if I just train it good enough, I think I can do it. It's
Sure.
so hard, I can see how you can do this.
Yeah, 50 is already quite hard.
It's crazy, man. Right, now you show it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, dit voelt zo licht.
Bedankt.
50 kilos is actually light. Alright, so I'm going to do the second part of my training now. I've done 3 reps with plus 70 for as far as possible, of course. And what I usually do is when I was training with plus 60 kilos, I would go 20 kilos under. I would do a full weighted pull-up with when I was doing 60, I would do 40. And then once I did the pull-up with plus 40, I kept it for as long as possible. So until I could actually feel my muscles starting to almost hurt, which in my case is fine. In your case, it's probably not.
No.
So yeah, we're going to use the breathing technique and do it with 50 now. So we'll see how that goes.
I think you're gonna crush it.
Probably.
I was not even close.
You came almost to the 90-degree point. Almost. So you were almost halfway there.
Wow.
Right, there we go. I can feel that in my muscles.
It's really crazy how you just, made this look like it's easy, even though it's almost like your own body weight.
Yeah, this is 6 kilos under body weight, so I'm training with plus 70, so
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
It's just crazy, the difference between the weighted pull-ups you can do and the weighted pull-ups I can do.
Well, that's what training gets you. A
Yeah.
lot of training and repeating it like every session just before you actually start climbing. It really does a lot. So I'm now going to do this again, probably with plus 40. One more time. As plus 40 is really relaxed and plus 50 just is not that
Well,
amazing.
I want to try 40 now.
Right, so now you're going to try with 40 instead of 50.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes.
Use chalk.
Yeah, well, you can grab my chalk bits. I mean, no. Yeah, all right. Ooh, nice. Ooh.
You're also like holding it. What the heck?
And that's the second part of training.
Right.
Holding it as long as possible. Ja, ik ga dit voortaan met plus 50 doen.
Yeah, we're now going to climb.
Yeah.
Or at least you're going to climb.
I'm going to climb.
Maybe that I'm also going to climb.
We'll see, we'll see.
So yeah, you're first gonna try the yellow 7B plus.
Yeah,
You have already done that one.
I've already done it. There's one move that's really just kind of dog shit, but other than that, it's fine.
Have you already like also done the red one here?
And I have not tried the red one as it's just crimps.
Yeah. So why did you fail off the yellow one?
Shit move. Well, at my second attempt, I had the crimp not well enough, so I was holding it with like 2.5 finger instead of just open crimping it with 3, and that makes the next move insanely much more, very much uncontrolled, as you're just not hanging as nice in the one hold you have to hold. So, yeah.
And you also have a really big hole in your shoes. And bad shoes. You have really bad shoes.
Yeah, I mean, my shoes are basically useless.
I think you can definitely do it.
I hope I can do it today. It's the one move that I need to do before I actually just top it is like the most RNG move in the whole boulder, which
Yeah.
really sucks. Allee man. Nice, easy. Crimp match of niet? Netjes. Allee man. Bijna. Ja. Man. Lekker krimpje.
So normally we would probably have climbed more, but yeah, the sets this month in Krasov has only been like crimp ladders, so we just don't have any motivation, to be honest, to really do that on camera.
Yeah.
We tried to, show some decent climbs, but basically also like the decent climbs that we filmed, were pretty disgusting. Like definitely,
Yeah.
like the last one was like a crimp ladder with like really nasty blocked crimps. So yeah, I think we definitely like gonna still wait until we until the boulders have been resetted and have been a little bit better
Yeah.
to film a session again,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna let you climb them.
That's a good plan.
Well, like normally, like the boulders are pretty decent, like dynamic and stuff, and like we usually just climb the normal boulders.
Yeah.
My brother also did the yellow 7B plus that you guys saw earlier in the video.
Yeah. There's one move, and that's basically just pure RNG.
Yeah.
Which I couldn't do today because it was disgusting. And it was, well, it's like, it's 1.5 weeks later, so multiple people have climbed it. They haven't brushed it, the holds are just slippery. And
Something really funny is that I have sometimes seen people that have like really sweaty hands that like basically they touched a hold like of a boulder that they just couldn't do, and it was like you just could see like the whole handprint on like the boulder.
Yeah.
So
That's also very disgusting.
like definitely I just don't really want to climb crimp ladders anymore because we have done that like I think for around 10 years.
Yeah.
So we just want
Long
to
time.
show interesting boulders or really hard boulders that are really interesting on camera. And doing crimp ladders just it's really old school. It's really old school, but
It isn't really. It's just bad quality setting without really any.
well, like we have to
boulders
say
aren't creative. And
we have
just
to
not
say
difficult.
that the red crimpy boulder was just no inspiration at all.
No, it's basically just here's a crimp, here's a crimp, here's a crimp, here's a crimp. Well, and now we have a 10.
Yeah, and yeah, we just don't want to show crimp ladders basically.
No, I mean, they are really boring to climb, and I assume they're really boring to watch as well.
Yeah.
So we usually like some more like great boulders that are really hard, but you don't really get much of those, as those are, really hard to come by in a gym where the people who set boulders are really bad at setting. I mean,
Well, I never have these things in Energiehaven or in like other gyms. It's only like in Kunststof
Yeah.
and Kraftstof. Like in Kraftstof, this is basically the first time in like a month that the first time this month that I ever like had boulders that I thought of like this is just not something that I want to climb. You know? That I really saw as bad setting, because normally Kraftstof is really good at setting, but
Sadly enough, there's a trend, and this happened at Kunststof before. First few years, it's perfectly fine, and then the quality of the boulders degrades really, really fast, and the boulders just become unclimbable, really unfun. And I'm seeing the same thing here at Kraftstof, which is it really sucks.
well, there was a yellow above, which was a 7B. You guys saw it also in the video because I have put it in the video. And basically the foothold was just so extremely bad that you just couldn't do anything to go to the next hold, except just jumping from the ground, which is just really nasty overall. And I just didn't felt like I wanted to show that on camera.
Yeah, alright. First move, you basically destroy your shoes because you have to stand on friction alone, as you don't get any footholds as usual. Then you made the first move, alright, and now you have to do like one really weird thing, and then you have to go to a blocked off crimp, which is already, it's a crimp. It doesn't have to be blocked off.
Yeah.
So then you go there and you have to catch the block. You have to catch it completely, and you don't have any footholds to stand on. It sucks.
Well, I think I'm probably going to maybe climb in Kunststof and film some of those boulders maybe, because
Good luck.
because it will be like I think for another week that we can't really travel, so definitely like you still have like some school to do, so
Yeah, I still got some university work to do, which means I am still very limited in the amount of freedom I have.
So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I think just show some sessions from Kunststof in a other video, and just do a voiceover on that, because Kunststof's wood setting is like right now better than Kraftstof's wood setting. which is something
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really
that hasn't
crazy.
happened for years,
So yeah,
which just shows how actually horrible the quality of the boulders in
Yeah, but-
Kraftsdorf really is.
yeah, but
right now.
it's like also like the wood setters just don't really have a plan of wood setting. They just do something and you
Yeah.
know think that they're like okay, I can like do some of the moves, so it's probably fine. Like that's just not how you want to wood
No.
set, you know.
If you build a boulder, you want to test every move and be like, all right, this move is really nice.
But you also just want something cool to be setted, you know, and
Yeah.
not just a crimp lens, because I've like there's like a 7C right there and a yellow 7C above, which is both just crimp ladders, and I don't find it cool at all to you know try it on camera and you know film it.
Yeah.
Even though I've like done multiple 7Cs in this gym and multiple 7B pluses, and I just don't have something really cool to film right now, so that's
Yeah.
why we wanted to close it like this to tell you guys that we didn't really choose, you know, that the video would end like this, because normally we would just have a session. My brother would probably climb like one of the hardest climbs in the gyms, or like the hardest climbs in the gyms, and basically
I mean,
just
if the boulder is power, if the boulder is actually set properly, I destroy it completely. I mean,
yeah. So yeah, that's what we wanted to say. So yeah, normally my brother would climb on the kilter board if there's nothing interesting. I think for next video we will go to just a gym together and just climb some really hard boulders there.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah, I
good
think
plan.
for the next video on this channel will be the Kunststof video where I will be just, you know, voice overing the Kunststof boulders. Because I literally have nothing to do,
Yeah.
I can't go anywhere because we are basically trapped in Leiden right now.
yeah, NATO convention, very
Let's
fun.
go, let's go.
You basically can't go anywhere. It's
So
very fun.
yeah, sorry if this video was a little bit boring. I really hope you guys still had a interest in like the weighted pull-ups that I, you know, did with my brother and asked some
I'll be
questions
continuing training. I hope next year I can do with weighted with plus 90 kilos, and maybe the year after with 110. But we'll see how that goes. That's the goal, 110.
about. But yeah, let's end the video now. I think we will see you guys later, and
Yeah.
peace out.
Bye.